Lin Brehmer with a incredibly courageous battle with cancer, worked his way back to get on the air recently, and it was I think I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen him in person maybe only once or twice since I left Odyssey back in March. But when you hear a guy coming back to work, you start to get hopeful and think, oh wow, maybe he's turning the corner. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And Lin Brehmer passed away today. And let me just say this: there's a few people in the world where their in-person persona is just like it is on the air. And Lin Brehmer is that guy. Lin Brehmer is the best of all of us. He is an eternal optimist. He is incredibly happy and positive person. In an industry full of phonies, there is no one more genuine than Lin Brehmer. And I always, it's not like him and I were great friends, but we were work friends and colleagues and stuff, and we would chat from time to time. And the thing about Lin is when you would go visit him for whatever reason, it was always like a 10, 15-minute conversation, just catching up. He was never shooing you out the door. He was never trying to, oh, yeah, thanks, kid. Thanks for, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get big-timed, especially by people as big and as famous as Lin Brehmer, and that was never the case with him. And I looked up the last email exchange I had with Lin. I tweeted it out, and the subject line is, "Pizza, I'm buying. Please indicate style and size." That was him. Just in the middle of a day would reach out, "I want pizza. Jay likes pizza." He copied Herb on here too, and we got pizza that day, and that's the last time I had an email exchange with Lin. But just a great guy. All the stories you've heard about him are true. And the thing for me, I always marveled at this. A guy who worked mornings forever, had to be at work at 3 a.m, would show up at some show at the Vic, that started at 9:30, and it's some raggedy ass band from Cincinnati or something. And be like, all right, let's bring him out. Dan and the Diarrhea Gang or whatever.
Diarrhea Dan and the Poo Poo Gang.
There it is. And he would just act like the freaking Beatles were on stage, and you'd watch him backstage dancing, having the time of his life. A diehard Cub fan, a wonderful guy. Look, Chicago is not as strong of a city without Lin Brehmer in it. And, man, if you don't know Lin's work, I would encourage you to watch season 1 of The Bear, where he does the intro. I think it's episode 7. The episode begins with Lin Brehmer sort of starting your morning. Just an incredible guy. I am lucky and fortunate to know him, and one of the greatest honors of my life. And I should get a shirt made that says this. Maybe a CHGO shirt will make it for me. Lin Brehmer told me I had good taste in music, and there's no higher compliment than that. So,
yeah,
rest in peace to a wonderful guy, and it's just unbelievable. And it's, cancer touches so many people. My mom is a cancer survivor. My father's a cancer survivor. I have several aunts that have survived cancer. But man, you think, Billy Joel said only the good die young, and it really feels that way, and there's no one better than Lin. So rest in peace, Lin Brehmer. I love you, and I'll miss you. And thanks for the pizza.
Yeah, I echo everything. I mean, you had a personal relationship with him. I feel like he was one of my good friends just because of the way he was when he was on the air. He talked to you through the airwaves like you were his buddy. And I met him a few times over the years at those shows. You always see him. He always had time for a fan to come and say hello, take a picture with. He'd remember you after. If he met you more than once or twice, he'd remember you, or at least remembered what show he saw you at. And I owe Lin Brehmer a lot of some of my favorite bands in the world that I listen to this day. I heard for the first time because of Lin Brehmer. Very important. I grew up, my dad always had XRT on. That was his station. So I've been listening to him as long as I can remember. And Chicago is a slightly less brighter city without Lin Brehmer in it.
Your best friend in the whole world. That's who he was.
Wasn't just a tagline.
Nope. Rest in peace, Lin. We'll miss you forever, man. Thank you for everything.